Hi guys.
Hi, Essie.
Um
Hi, guys.
Hi guys. So so you guys already see the topic of the conversation today. But first, I wanted Wells to talk to us so he can leave because he's not feeling very well. So I wanted to talk about a party that we went to, Wells. Because I was super duper proud of you for how you handled yourself at the last party. Do you
Last
remember?
party?
Yeah, when we went to what's his name?
Elijah?
No, it was his brother. What's his brother's name?
No, Isaiah.
Isaiah's birthday party, yes. So there was one time, I mean, there were different things that happened that, Wells made me really, really proud. There was one time when they told them to choose people in different groups, and Wells wanted to be in the group with the birthday boy, of course, but the birthday boy chose other boys, and Wells handled himself very well. He got into another group and he was fine. Wells, do you know how proud of you I was? Like, you didn't get upset, you didn't throw a tantrum. You're like, okay, fine, I'll join another group. Right?
Zuna.
Right, Wells?
Oh, yes.
You did awesome. Do you hear
Wesley,
me?
do you want to be in the video? Wesley, do you want to be in the video?
Do you hear me, Wells?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did awesome. So yeah, I wanted you to talk about that. So tell me, why did you not cry when he didn't put you in his group? Why did you not cry?
Because his group lost.
No, in the beginning, because Wells was raising his hand, pick me, or something like that. But he picked other people in his group. Why did you not cry? I know that made you.
I didn't want to.
Yeah, I know that made you upset a little bit, but you didn't cry because you didn't want to. Because you didn't care, right?
Mhm.
Like it's just a game, right? Right? That's why. Okay. So yeah, I'm super proud of you for that. And then we did other games, and
luckily, I was in Wells's group.
yeah. And can you turn that off? Okay, and we did other games, and even when we lost, come here, baby. And even when we lost,
I lost only one time.
Yeah, even
Me
when
and
we
Wells
lost,
only
Williams
lost
was
one time.
still fine. Stop biting.
No
Williams was
biting.
still fine. So yeah, I want to talk about that. So okay, you guys can leave now because I want to talk about something very important. All right. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Go in your rooms and close the door.
Well, how come Wesley can stay?
My friend, go in your room right now and close the door. You too, Williams. I'm talking to you. Okay, so I don't want them here when I talk about this. So let's talk about the sad truth and the things that you would have to go through if you're raising a child with autism. Because I'm sure all of you are going through it. All of you are going through something. And I usually would post things like, fun experiences or Wells being funny or something like that. As well as posting some of our challenges, because I want to have a balance. I don't want anyone to think that, autism is a piece of cake or a walk in the park, or that every autistic child is just funny and fun to be around, because that's not the truth. There's plenty challenging times, like I was talking about today, about the party that we went to. So Williams did well with him not being picked and still not having a tantrum, because I was just watching him throughout. And you guys, that if you have a child with autism and you want him to participate in games at a party, you have to be involved. Well, at least for my child, like if I want Williams to participate, otherwise even though he wants to, he won't know the rules, he won't follow the rules, and people will just pass him over. Like they won't bother to pick him, because maybe when they say, oh, who wants to join, maybe it takes him a minute to say I do, and so they skip him. So that could happen. So if I want him to participate in any games when we go to a party, I have to be involved. At least for now, that's how it is. Maybe as he gets older, maybe I won't have to be, but right now I have to be involved. Wesley, stop biting me. So at this party, Of course, he did well with the games and not throwing tantrums, but it was also clear that my child was different. So that brings me to my truth, first sad truth about raising a child with autism is that even if in the beginning, when your child is young and he doesn't seem that much different from other children, because maybe all they do is hand flapping and all of that. In the beginning, it might seem like, okay, that's cute. That's all he does. But as they grow older, you will start to see a major difference between your child with autism and other children because the gap will just be very, very visible. Other children will be able to come together, have conversations, play together, and all of that. But your child will be kind of isolated, right? Because they don't know how to get involved in that way. So over time, you're going to see that happen. And that's why when people say, oh, yeah, they told me my child has autism, but he'll grow out of it. Now, some people, they don't have autism. Some people, it's just speech delay. So maybe over time, your child starts to talk. Or um, I guess what I'm trying to say is if your child has been diagnosed with autism or you think that there's something wrong with your child, please try to find some kind of help. Just letting the child outgrow it may not happen. Okay, oftentimes that doesn't happen. And in the beginning, because your child is still young and you don't see that much difference between your child and other children, you may be like, oh, he's fine, he will outgrow it and all of that. But you don't want to leave it to chance. You want to provide therapy, provide whatever help you can provide, so that at the end of the day, as your child's getting older, even if they still need help as they're getting older, even if they're still isolated when you guys go out, even if those things are still happening, at least, well, at least for me, that's how I feel. I would feel like, okay, I did everything that I could do to provide the help that my child needed. Like my conscience will not rest if I didn't do everything that I could. So that's what I'm advocating for you guys to do. Do the best that you can do, provide the help that you can provide, and then leave the rest alone, right? Some of these kids will still need help throughout the rest of their lives anyway. So it's not like you providing the help will automatically change them or cure them. You guys know there's no cure for autism. It won't. But you have given it your best shot and you've given them the best chance of living a life that is more fulfilling. Okay, so yeah, that's the first truth. Your child, as they grow older, you may begin to see the difference even more. Okay, as they grow older. Sometimes they even start to learn, things and they're getting better. So even as they grow older, it looks like, oh, they're getting so much better and everything, they're getting better with communication, they're getting better with making friends. That could happen too. But you could also see major differences as they get older between them and their peers because the gap will just be more widened. That's how I feel. So anyway, that's number one. And I don't have too many points because I don't like talking about sad stuff. But but number two truth or sad truth about your child with autism is that it may be difficult for you to find them a good school. So for us, well, let me not say, yeah, a good school, because even if you are in a place where there's schools that accommodate children with special needs, finding a good one that would actually accommodate that child with special needs is going to be hard. So for me, at one point, I wanted to go back to work, and I put Williams in a private school. This was years ago when he was still in kinder. I put him in a private school. First of all, it took me going to, I don't know, maybe 9, 10 different private schools before one of them said, okay, let's try it and see how it goes. So the other ones were not, they didn't even want to bother. Let's see, behave yourself. The other ones did not even want to bother because they're like, we don't have, we don't have the expertise for it. We're not equipped to take care of someone like him, so it was hard to find a school, number one. And then I had to put him back in the public school system, which for us, we were very lucky. And that's why we even moved to this area, because they had a very good school for special needs kids. It was a general school. It wasn't just for special needs, but they had special needs classrooms. So I had to put him in a public. The reason why I was trying private was because I wanted to go back to work. Public school is just 3 hours. At that time, he was in kindergarten. So I wanted, of course, 3 hours. I can't work for 3 hours. So I wanted to put him in a private school that would keep him until 5. And then but it did not work out. So even the school that said let's try him tried him for a month and they were done. So I had to put him back in public school. It was just 3 hours again, and so you're going to have that difficulty finding a good school that will accommodate your son. And even if you're looking through special needs schools, you have to find the right fit for him, the one that would actually accommodate his needs, right? And you want to find the one that in their classroom, it's not a very vast difference between all the kids. Like if you put your child in a classroom where, let's say, your child can speak, for instance, but the other kids can't. Well, not no, that's not a good example, because children who can't speak are not necessarily um, troublemakers, so to speak. If the other autistic kids are more like really, really hyper, or they like to destroy things, right? And then your child is different. Your child doesn't do that. And then in that classroom, if or in that school, if it's a school that their policy is you don't you teach all the kids at the same time, no matter what, then your child may not be getting the help that they need if they don't destroy things and the other kids destroy things. I'm speaking about this because I've seen it happen. Wesley, what's wrong? What's wrong? I'm speaking about this because I've seen it happen where in William's classroom, the other kids were more of the kind of kids that want to break things and all of those things. And stop! You guys, Wesley, say hi. Say hi. Hey guys, this is Wesley. So the other kids want to break stuff. And what happens when that happens is that the teachers, this classroom is disrupted, right? Classroom is disrupted. Nobody is learning because one or two of the kids just want to be destructive the whole day. So if you find a school like that, then that's not really going to cater to your child, right? So even if your child is the one that destroys things, if the school will just watch them do it and not have a system in place where they take them away from the surroundings and help them calm down or get to a different mindset before they start to teach them, you still want that, even if your child is the one that's being destructive. And if your child is not the one being destructive, then your child is just losing that time that they're supposed to be learning, because now everybody is focused on the fact that these kids are just destroying things. Anyway, I feel like I'm just rambling. I hope that makes sense. So finding a good school, a good support system in school is going to be very, very hard. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be hard. But when you find one, it's worth it. Zita, Zita, Zita. Wesley, I'm going to take you out very soon because you're being naughty. All right. So another sad truth is your family and your friends will say that it's your fault. If it hasn't happened to you, then you're very lucky. But at some point in time, someone in your family, not all of them, of course, but someone in your family, and sometimes it's even your spouse, will tell you that your child's misbehavior is your fault, or your child is misbehaving. It's not what they say it is. It's not autism. It's just bad parenting. You're going to hear that at some point in your life. So just be ready for it, and don't feel alone when that happens. Stop it. Don't feel alone. He's still a puppy, so he's still biting. Stop, Wesley. Come on. Don't feel alone when that happens, because it happens to the best of all. I think you want to go outside. All right, guys, I'll be right back. I think maybe he wants to pee or something. Wesley, what's wrong? Do you want a pee pee? What's wrong? Hmm? Do you want to go pee pee? You guys see where sick. Do you want to go pee pee? Stop. Hey, hey. Do you want to go pee pee? All right, let's go. You want to go pee pee? Okay, guys. I'll be right back. Let me take Wesley to go pee. I'll be right back. Ah, come on. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so so yes, at some point in your life, a family member or a friend is going to tell you that this whole thing is your fault, or that your child is not really autistic. It's just bad parenting. So get ready for that. And when that happens, please do not feel alone. That's the point of me putting that point there. Don't feel alone. It happens to the best of us, okay? The hell? Someone's knocking at my door. Who is it? Okay, so number 4, we're just gonna ignore it. Number 4 is, of course, you will have embarrassing moments. There'll be times when you go to the park, or you go to the mall, or you go wherever, you go to a party, and your child is flapping his hands, throwing a tantrum, steaming, making loud noises, whatever it is, and the people around you do not understand what's going on, and they're looking at you funny. So that's going to happen. And that's one of the sad truths about autism. It's going to happen. For some people, it's going to happen many years of their lives. Some people maybe throughout the life of the person with autism. So just be ready for it. Just get used to it. Get used to it. It's fine. It doesn't make them less than. It just makes them different. They're different kind of people, So society has to learn to just accept them the way they are. Okay, so number 5, I have 6 of it. Number 5. Okay, so another thing I want to say about having embarrassing moments. If you're not doing this yet, please, you have to have play groups or play dates or a community of people who are also dealing with autism. It's important that you have people like that as friends, family, whatever, but you have to have a community of people that you hang out with from time to time who also deal with autism, so that when you go to a place like that, you don't feel like you don't feel isolated. You don't feel like you're the norm in a setting like that, right? You know how they say go where you're celebrated. So kind of like that. So you have to have community of friends or family that share in your struggles.
Why is Leslie outside?
Because it was biting me. I think you needed to be. You have to have a community of friends or family with the same struggles with autism that you do, that you hang out with from time to time.
But Leslie's just sitting at the door.
Jesus, do you see me talking? Why are you interrupting me? So so when you go to places like that, it feels like home, right? And your child with autism gets to experience other kids with autism, and they don't feel so alone. Of course, if your child is in special needs class, then they also see the other kids in the class, and that's a good place to actually form friendships with their parents and have play dates with their parents. So that's what we did as well. And then another sad truth about autism is that it may limit your income. So, like I talked about, me trying to go back to work, putting Wells in a private school, but it didn't work out. And then I had to put him back in a public school, which was just 3 hours. So, of course, I couldn't go back to work because I only had 3 hours. So I couldn't go back to work. So, I mean, if you're knocking, you just go and wave. Somebody doesn't talk to you. Anyway, so I had 3 hours, so I couldn't go back to work. So of course, what that meant was I couldn't get the extra income that I was looking for. And for people who have like a full family unit, so the father and the mother in the household, that's it. In that scenario, it's perfect for one person to stay home or work from home or whatever the case is, or work a few hours a day, just so they're available to take care of their child with autism, because children with autism would go to school or even require homeschooling, but they could go to school, come back and get therapy at home, because for me therapy is very important. So someone needs to be home to be there for therapy, for the child to get that therapy. So I do not advocate you sending your child to school from morning till nighttime if they have autism. Because even when I tried to do it, I was also still working on an aid going to the school to stay with him for a few hours, uh, to give therapy at the school for a few hours. That was what I was trying to do. But that that did not work out. So it's very important that you have time. And I'm grateful that that did not work out, because I don't think Wells would have been far along as he is right now, because parents being involved really really helps. It really really fastens the process. Oh, is Anne the girl that helps me with the kids? Oh my goodness. No wonder. Oh my goodness. I didn't know it was you. I'm so sorry. Did you hear me talking?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I was like, who's that? Just go away. Anne, come say hi. Come and say hi. Oh my goodness. I didn't know it was you. I was hearing you knock. I was like, I didn't invite anybody to the house. They are in the bedroom. Ross is not feeling well, so just let them do whatever they want. Okay, so all right. All right, so the last sad truth that about having a child or raising a child with autism is I have mentioned this. Well, I mentioned it throughout, I think, but that people will isolate you and your kid sometimes. So it could be things like, oh, there's a birthday party at school, but they didn't invite your child. That can happen. So when that happens, just know that it has happened to the best. The whole reason for this video is for you guys not to feel bad when it does happen to you. I want you to know that it happens to the most of us. Okay, so we've all been through it. And if you don't have a community like in real life, join like Facebook communities. Yeah, awesome. You would hear other people's stories, so it makes you feel like you're not the only one going through it, and you could learn some things in those groups as well. So people will definitely, you would have those moments when people will isolate you and your child. And even, I feel the need to mention this, even if you are in a setting where they are all special needs kids, maybe your child needs more help, maybe they are more hyper, or they are more into throwing things, they are more into destroying things, some parents would invite the other kids but not invite your kid. Don't feel bad. It's just, people protecting their space. People, depending on what the thing is that they're inviting you to come to, right? Like if I'm inviting people for like a small birthday party and it's at a house and I don't want a kid to come and trash the whole house, I probably, don't hate me, but I probably, now this has never happened because I don't know the kids in William's class very, very well. And I don't know who does what. So when I invite them for a party, I invite the whole class. I just send out invites to the whole class. I think it's crazy to isolate any child. But I'm saying for the people who do this, if someone did it to my child, I'm just going to rationalize it as there's something that they don't want to happen, which they know my child for doing, right? So it's fine. It's fine. It's your house. You invite who you want to invite. So if that happens to you, just know that it can happen and it has happened to everyone. And don't feel like it's about you or it's about your child. Maybe not. It could just be, people do things for different reasons. Okay. So just don't take it that personally. Okay. Instead, I mean, if your child knows that, if this is what I would do, if my child knew about the party and knew that they weren't invited, that day we are going to a spot that my child absolutely loves. Like Williams loves Chuck E. Cheese. That day we're going to Chuck E. Cheese. That is the day I'm taking him to Chuck E. Cheese, and he's gonna have a blast at Chuck E. Cheese. Okay, so he doesn't feel too bad. So these are six sad truths about. I'm sure there's more, but I wanted to just do four at first, but I was like, okay, let me just add two. But I don't want to talk too much about sad truths. Um, so I mean, the Bible says, "In everything be thankful." So I'm grateful for whatever I have. I'm grateful for the situation we're in. I'm grateful for how far along Williams has come. I'm grateful. I'm grateful. So, but there's also things that we know that they need help with, which is fine. Okay. We all need help anyway. But yeah, these are six, I think it's a six sad truths about raising a child with autism. Just in case you were feeling alone, there you go. Just know that you're not alone. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And all the people that liked and loved the video, thank you so much. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do that. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Bye.